What's going on, guys? I'm back with another one. Yeah. I just finished watching a movie called Judas and the Black Messiah, starring my boy, Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield, and Jesse Plemons. First of all, I want to apologize for the delay in this review. Let me tell you a little something about myself. I'm from Texas. Okay, if you didn't know, I'm from Texas. And for those who do know, you know that at the moment we're going through a little power situation. Alright, where our energy's gone, power's going out in certain areas, and therefore I was not able to do this review, which is the reason that I'm just now bringing it to you. Alright, I just felt that I needed to explain that real quick. Alright, let's continue. My boy Daniel Kaluuya. He first popped up in a little movie called Get Out, where I swear he had the least lines in that movie as the lead role. Yet he carried the whole role with his facial expressions. Simple facial expressions. The shocked look on his face every time something weird came at him in that movie was phenomenal. Then he popped up in a movie called Black Panther. You might know it. Alright. I didn't expect him to be in that movie, honestly. But there he was. Then in the same year, a movie called Widows comes out. Now, I particularly loved this movie. I loved his character in this movie because he played the villain, and he played such an intimidating person for his size and height. I just loved it. It was the fact that he went outside of his comfort zone, because I've never seen him act like that. I've never seen him act that way. He was a scary dude. He really was a scary dude. Alright. Then it came out with Queen and Slim. Why, yes, the co-star was a little annoying, but he maintained to do his thing. And do the great acting that he's known to do. And so now, here we have Judas and the Black Messiah. A movie where he has yet another lead role. A stronger, in my opinion, a stronger lead role, as it would seem. So, is this going to be his breakout movie for real? Or not? Let's go back. Let's go see what's going on with that. Let's get to this review. Judas and the Black Messiah. For those who don't know, for those who are not aware, you must be living under a rock, because this movie has been talked about for the past month. Maybe even longer than that. All right, it's on HBO Max as well as in the theaters right now. And whether you wanted to know or not, you should know. You should know. Judas and the Black Messiah. It's pretty much a movie that's based on true events about a revolutionary leader named Fred Hampton. All right. His rise and his fall. And it's also about an informant by the name of Bill O'Neal, who infiltrated the Black Panthers to help bring down Fred Hampton. Right, and that is, of course, the premise of the movie. I don't have to explain a lot for that. Positives. Let me say right now, Daniel Kaluuya as Fred Hampton and Lakeith Stanfield as Bill O'Neal, they did some phenomenal work in this movie. As actors, as any actor coming up, this is what acting is. These two guys, this is what real acting is, y'all. Okay, I'm not trying to just pump this up because it's a Black History type movie. I'm not doing that. Don't think I'm doing it. They really did some great acting in this movie. On one end, you have Daniel Kaluuya as Fred Hampton. Did a great job. Okay, his Chicago accent, it was a little humorous at times. I'm not even gonna lie, it was a little humorous, but he still brought everything within him with that role. Okay, from the speeches he gave, which were strong, profound, like he wrote them himself. It felt like he wrote, but if you know history, you know he didn't write them himself. But it felt like that, the way he delivered those lines. Okay, from the alone time he got with his female co-star Dominique Fishback, that's supposed to be his girl in the movie. Those scenes alone were just powerful, okay, and heartfelt. They were heartfelt. His speeches were powerful, okay, gotta say that. On the other end, we got Lakeith Stanfield. Now, on this, I want to say this movie did something that movies that are based on informants don't usually do, okay. White Boy Fresh didn't do this. Any other movie, Donnie Brasco, whatever, they didn't do this exactly. Okay, and what this movie did with Lakeith Stanfield's character, Bill O'Neill, it made you feel the guilt that he felt for knowing the cowardice acts that he was committing, for knowing how much of a fraud that he was. He was scared at every moment and corner. Okay, and you could feel it in him. You knew from what he knew that he was wrong for what he did. Okay, and the guilt ate him up. The guilt ate his soul, and he tried to hide it so hard, but you know good and damn well, he was wrong for what he did, man. And really, there's some true story facts about this whole situation that make this even deeper than what it is in the movie, which is also expressed in the movie as well. I'm not going to get into any of that. That could be spoilers. I'm not going to say anything about that, but just know that his character was wow, I really never cared for an informant character like this, like how he felt. Okay, you know, you can see that he was scared, man. You can see that he was scared. Saying that, what helped with that, every time he was about to get busted or the heat was on him, the music that they played in the background, it was like a violin type of sound that felt like a horror movie. It felt like and I'm bringing this up again, the Texas Chainsaw, how they work those violins in the background. That's the same way this movie did, and it was so scary. It was like true life can be horrifying sometimes. Okay, especially with the choices you make, and that was what it was expressed every time this guy was about to get busted or put out there. He was slick and he got out of it, but you could feel the heat on him with that music in the background. And I loved every minute of that. Okay? Every minute. Another thing that I liked about this, the action in this movie was wisely chosen. As is the concept or the storyline for this movie. That was wisely chosen. The true events, it was like overdue to do a movie about this. Okay, it was well overdue. Okay, but that action that they chose, the scenes they chose for this were done well. They weren't overdone. They were realistic action scenes, and you felt the anger in these Black Panthers. The members, every member that had to fight for what they believe in. And it made sense. It wasn't just some action scenes that they put on there just to excite the crowd. This was stuff that you could see the Black Panthers doing because they were always ready to fight for what they believed in. All right. And they believed in using violence if they needed to. Oh, very much. Very much. And that showed in this movie. So I loved all that. Now, let's get to those few negatives. All right. The first negative I got about this. Remember Keith Stanfield's character, Bill O'Neill? Yes, he did a good job. But when it came to him almost getting busted, he always had this nervous thing he did where he would ramble. After he got out of the situation, he would still ramble on or just laugh nervously. Like, really, anybody in real life would have busted him right there. Like, dude, you're full of crap. You are not who you say you are. It was so obvious. I don't know if the movie was doing that for humor effect, because he did it like every time, almost every time that he felt the heat. He did that nervous little tick of rambling on. And you could tell that he was just full of crap, full of, you know what I want to say. He was full of it. But it's like the people in the movie could not see this. That irritated me a little bit. And it was humorous. It was a little humorous. It was a bit humorous. Another thing that was a bit humorous to me, I know that I gave a lot of praise to Daniel Kaluuya's role and his accent, the voice he did for the Chicago accent. But when he was doing those speeches, you could hear the African or the Wakandan accent come out a little sometimes when he was doing speeches. It almost came out. It almost came out, I swear. And I laughed a little bit, and I was like, ooh, man, you didn't sound like Fred Hampton right there. You sound like the character from Black Panther. I caught that. All right. But that's a little thing. That's minuscule. But like I said, Lakeith's character, Bill O'Neill, if I was in the movie, I would have busted him out right there. It wouldn't have been in the movie. It was too obvious at sometimes that he was not who he was. But he played it out very well. He got out of every situation. Very slick. Very slick. Another negative. This is a bigger negative for me. Now, yes, I enjoyed the horror music, that horror violin in the background, but I found out furthermore that there's an actual soundtrack for this movie, a hip-hop, modern music type soundtrack for this movie. My issue with this, none of this music was played in the movie. At least one of the songs could have been played. Now, I understand for the time that they're trying to portray with this, those songs wouldn't fit, but you can at least do one of the songs that would be closest to this era. Okay, because I read the whole list. I read the list of songs that's supposed to be on the soundtrack. There are some songs that they could have added, at least one, that would have fit with this whole environment that they're in. It would have fit right in. Maybe not the Jay-Z song, but maybe a Her song added in there a couple of times would have made it, made it a little right. I like a good soundtrack. I just love a good soundtrack. I think they missed that opportunity with this movie. But to be honest with you guys, it doesn't matter because this movie is getting a hell yeah. Man, you knew it was coming. I was too excited about this. This was a good movie. I really honestly was finding it hard to spot out a flaw about this movie when I first watched it. Okay, it was hard to find those flaws. All right, and like I said, Lakeith Stanfield, he did a great job. He really doesn't get the respect he deserves. No, this man does movies like Sorry to Bother You, or playing the black detective on a live action version of The Death Note. All you anime fans know what's up with that. These are roles that a black actor really doesn't do. They're not usually known for doing roles like this. This man is stepping out of the line and going beyond what you would usually expect from a black actor. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but he's going beyond that, and I appreciate him for that. All right, so and from this movie alone, he deserves a lot of respect. Okay, did a great job. Daniel Kaluuya too. Man, just phenomenal acting. I can't say it enough. This is how you act. Okay? Take notes. Take notes. Press that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Please share this. I'll be right